What's up, everybody? Welcome to Deeper Than Sports, where we're going to talk about everything under the sun. Today, we bring it to you guys our episode number 1 on surviving COVID. Stick with us for this one because we got a jam-packed video prepared for you guys. Matter of fact, to kick things off, we got to show love to Dak Prescott getting that contract. I can't let the day go by without saluting the athlete beating the system. What you guys think about that?
I love it, bro. I'm happy for him. I hate that it dragged out. He dragged out this far. You know, he had to take an injury before it happened, but I'm excited for him, man. Like,
I am too, and I'm excited because I don't think Tony Romo would have had went through this same thing. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to not only be a dude that show up every day, he's a guy that, again, never in the news for nothing negative, but still couldn't get his just due. I'm just elated for the fact that he was able to get what he deserved. And he didn't have to jeopardize his character to do so. And so I thought that was major in terms of him getting everything and some. And
well, I'm happy for Jerry Jones, not to cut you off. I'm happy for what Jerry Jones did, bro. He had no problem making Tony Romo the highest paid player in the league when he was on the team. So I'm happy he kind of righted that wrong. Dak, he been kind of hanging Dak out to dry for the last year, so now that's all over with. You know what I mean? He got the big payday. Again, congrats.
Absolutely, bro. CB, you got anything on the Dak Prescott situation?
Just over and all, man, I just look at the black quarterback where it's so hard for us, man, and where it was a time and place where we wasn't welcome in this league. And now just to see, Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson, seeing these guys getting these nice contracts, and they paying their due diligence, and they putting in the body of work. And you always could respect a guy that's doing things the right way, is a good locker room guy. And, it went too far, like you guys said, but, just to see that, what I mean, see that in alone, and that's big. So I'm happy for Dak.
Absolutely. I'm loving the fact that whether they want to say it, the black QB is becoming the face of the NFL.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And everybody that's leading the way is all good guys.
Correct.
High character, high integrity, great talents.
Yes.
And so again, any stereotypes that exist about their capability, their IQ, the guys that's leading the way now, from Patrick Mahomes to Lamar Jackson to Russell Wilson to Dak Prescott even and Deshaun Watson, those guys are setting a standard that makes us all proud and reflects well on the black QB.
And before we skip off of Dak, I want to just touch on, I'm happy that on a personal level this happened to him, because he kind of went through a lot of stuff, lost his mom, lost his brother. You know what I'm saying? Again, fighting this contract thing, a gruesome injury. Now it's the light at the end of the tunnel, everything he worked for is paying off.
Absolutely.
So one more time.
And that's a great segue to the whole point of what today's episode is about, which is surviving COVID. And I know that now we are approaching a year since the stay-at-home order's been in place, and our normal has been changed, and we've had to accept this new normal. And so one thing that I want to talk about just briefly before we jump back into some other things is, what were some of the biggest challenges you guys dealt with COVID? I'll kind of kick it off, and then you guys just rock with me. Some of the things that for me that was a challenge was the fact that I'm a guy that go to the gym every day. And for me, the gym was no longer available. It was no longer accessible. And so something that the way people get up every day and brush their teeth, that's the way I get up every day and go to the gym. That was just X'd out my life completely. And so adjusting to that, and I really was able to see the toll that my mental health and my physical health and fitness went through without being able to go hit the weights, but then end every one of my mornings in the steam room. Correct. And so that was a huge challenge for me that I had to embrace, adjust, then adapt. What for you guys was some of the challenges?
That's good points, bro. And I want to piggyback off that, and that's just basically all in all self-care and this whole stuff, man. And I had that taken away too. We going to the gym. Our household is different. You know what I mean? I got kids. You know what I mean? So my daughter in college, she had to do virtual. Then you got Tiana in the 10. Then you got Zara, man, and my wife and us. It's 6 in the crib. So that was frustrating in itself because I'm used to getting that self-care. No outlet, no going to work, none of that stuff, and trying to adapt.
Yeah, your routine was broken.
And then, managing work, trying to work from home, and, being in education, a lot of stuff I deal with is just more hands-on with kids and being able to have that taken care of and just transitioning, just everything changed. So now everything's virtual, email, sending text messages, and making phone calls.
You bring up a good point about the whole work from home piece. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I didn't even think it was going to last as long, and so I was working from home, but with the mindset that
it wasn't going
to last so long. I'll be right back into my office in a week or two, and then that turned into 9 months. Now a year. We looking at right now. You know what I'm saying? And so, what about you, big homie?
The same thing, man. Same with you guys. Like, I'm a family man, so my routine was broken by not having to go to work, bro. So and I'm a routine guy. I go to work every single day. You know what I mean? Like, so. For somebody to say, you know what, you just sit home because surgeries are slow.
Wow.
Okay, so same. Now, my routine every day is I take a little E to school. You know what I mean? Before I go to work, I drop him off at school. He one of the first people at the school because, you know what I'm saying, I got to be at work. So, long story short, he didn't have to go to school. I'm like, hold on. My son that's in college came home for spring break and didn't have to go back. So, now we go from 3 people in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Now we back at 4 and ain't nobody going nowhere. Wifey working from home. You know what I'm saying? I'm at home a couple days until I figure out, again, I had another job, so I was able to fill in for them, but my routine was upset for sure.
Absolutely. What were some ways that helped you guys begin to cope and deal with the so-called new normal?
Yeah, I'll jump on that. So for me, with everybody being home, it allowed us to spend some time together. Everybody's on there hustle and bustle, and you kind of pass your family members by. You don't even ask how their day was, or you just get so caught up in what you got going. So with the college son coming home and football was no longer for nobody, no workouts, no nothing. You got a kind of chance to home back in. You been reading? You been working out? What you been up to lately? We got meals again with everybody. We sat down and was able to kick it over a meal.
One of the things that stood out to me was being at home, like the way you guys described. It really showed who had healthy relationships, who had healthy marriages, and who didn't.
Yes.
Because you can pump fake on social media, but if you really ain't 100 with your significant other, it surfaced during COVID. And that's what I talk about when I talk about surviving COVID and the whole point of marriages fell through the roof.
Oh, man.
Marriages, the numbers was crazy. You just saw people, they really couldn't stand their significant other, but when you're always on the go, you don't even know if you really like your partner for real, but that forced you to be in a confinement with them to see if you even really love this person.
Where you going?
Where you going?
What excuse could you have?
Exactly.
Everybody at home. You can't go nowhere. You can't leave.
Exactly.
Stores close at 9.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it, bro. It's 5 of us in the home. House not that big. So we're forced to be around each other as much.
Yeah.
From a kid standpoint, from a marriage standpoint, me and my wife, we had our ups and downs, but I praise her in that process because, like you said, marriages went up, bro. The percentage of marriages and the divorce rates went up through the roof, and we survived through that process, bro. Literally survived. And I told her that, man, I'm blessed, because of that we made it out, you know what I mean? And the self-care piece, man. Bro, I was taking so many walks, bro.
He was trying to get out the house. He was trying to get out the house.
And like you said, bro, we didn't think COVID was going to be like this, bro. Because I remember when they announced it at our school, I was like, you know what, we'd be back after spring break, you know what I mean? Remember it was snowing in April, bro. I'm taking walks in the snow with my kids, bro, because I had to get out of the crib, bro. The kids was doing.
You got to readjust,
man.
We had to
get them out, bro. So we all we didn't take the COVID serious, bro.
That's real.
You know what I mean? We didn't take it serious.
Surviving COVID was definitely real. One other thing that was huge, and I want to hear you guys take on this, was COVID allowed, at least for many, because nothing was open, couldn't do nothing, to get your finances in order.
Yes.
I think many can attest that they may have saved more than they ever were able to in years past. The whole just being more consciously aware of your financial situation, you know what I'm saying, surfaced to the forefront in terms of now, you know what, let me just buy the necessities. Let me make sure we got water. Let me make sure we got food to be confined in the house for the however many months. But at the same time, we're now saving more. We're now spending less recklessly. And so I think for many came out of COVID a lot better than they went in financially.
Many should have went in throughout COVID with a higher level of concern. I mean, about everything. Meaning finance, like you said, the finance piece, your house, your car, your just upkeep of life. You know what I'm saying? You should be more concerned, to me. With all that being said, you should put some money away because, again, like we were talking about, my livelihood was upset for a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know about the unemployment and all of that stuff before. So that's just kind of thinking, like, are we going to be okay? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good
What are some steps that I can take to make sure that we're okay?
COVID put to the forefront the importance of having multiple streams of income.
Yes, sir.
A side hustle.
Yes, sir.
And some other things in addition to your job. Because you said something that was real big, homie, that the job told you to stay home. Stay home, and you looking like, damn, I don't stay home. I get up every day and go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was a rude awakening. And I've always been one, you guys know, I've always been one that I've always had other things going for reasons like this. So I was just able to scale up things I was already doing when COVID kind of hit. Anything for you, CB?
So I'm gonna say a few things, and I'm gonna say a question regarding for you. So the COVID piece, when I look back at COVID, I went in like a depression. Not like a depression like that, but a depression where I was outside of my norm, and then you had a transition. Because I'm also a head coach too, a head football coach. So, you know, I'm thinking like, man, we ain't working out. We can't work out. We got to do all this virtual stuff. And I'm thinking about them. And, you know, my kids going through some mental illness stuff, and I can't be there for them. You know what I mean? So I got all these different things on my mind. I was fortunate enough, being blessed enough to still have my job. Remember, people was losing jobs. You know what I mean? Small businesses losing jobs and losing employees. So that was a blessing in disguise. And I look back now, I wish my mentality would have been open-minded to work on some entrepreneurship things, some things. So, like, I remember we talked, you know, like the rich got richer, and some middle class got richer because of COVID.
Correct.
If times go back and we could go back to COVID, oh man, you think about it. That's the perfect way to become a millionaire in COVID, because everything is shut down. So you could work on being an entrepreneur. And then for you, for Chris, what I want to ask you is that piece. You know what I mean? You working at home and how you took advantage of COVID being shut down. Now you being locked in, working on, you know what I mean, your entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I was able to, COVID allowed me to scale everything I did up even higher. And so for me, I didn't even miss a beat. I was just able to be more efficient at the things I was doing. But now I'm at home. I don't have that drive to the office. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going from my room to another room. You know what I'm saying? And so I was able to leverage time back to myself and able to use that time to not only take care of my responsibilities, but also, like I said, be more effective in my side hustles and my other business ventures. And so I won heavy in COVID. And like CB said, the rich got richer, and I definitely can attest that definitely took place on my end as well.
So I would say another thing that I would like to touch on for COVID pieces and just for life. In my job, I'm thankful to have a job because things did get slow for me, but when you are a hard worker, people will allow you opportunity. So even though things were slow, I was one of the first ones to go back to work.
Yeah.
1. 2 is relationships. Even though my main job was slow, I was able to go back to another job that I previously had worked at. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to get full-time hours there for like 3 weeks. So like during some time of uncertainty,
to piece some stuff together.
I pieced some things together, and also like you said, becoming an entrepreneur. Me and my wife talked about several things to try to figure out some type of money making avenues. Like, so we tried a little liquidation type of sale. We bought wholesale, trying to move some stuff, sinks and microwaves, and just trying. You know what I mean? You got to figure out something because again, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know how it was going to work out. So we tried different little stuff. You know what I'm saying? We open to try different things. So. You know, you got to be willing, and that's put your foot out
that's the beauty of COVID for some, and I think all of us, we identify as go-getters. Correct. And COVID activated that go-getter, that hustler's mentality, and we was going to get it by any means necessary. And I think that's a testament to all of you guys.
Spawn this.
Absolutely. This was birthed out of that. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, still winning in COVID. We're going to wrap up on that note, guys. We just want to thank you guys for tuning in to episode 1. And we want to make sure that you guys tune in each and every week with us as we discuss various topics from finances to sports to just making it in America as black men. See you next time.